behind with a few technical issues that are quickly being solved. Thank you for making it here, and for all of you online, so glad that you could find us. I know we have people who watch from all over the world, so feel free to post where you're watching from. So let's get things rolling. On behalf of the Kentucky Department of Tourism, visit Lex.com, the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, and the City of Lexington. Welcome to the Lyric Theater and the 1159th taping session of the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. So now's the time to do so. If you haven't already done so, please turn off your cell phone ringers. Don't want your cell phones going off during the show. Also, if you like to take photos, that's perfectly fine. Just please, no flash photography. Make sure there's a big old slash across that lightning bolt. Make things easier for the crew at the end of the night. Whatever you brought in with you, please take it out. Leave no trace. Makes things oh so much easier. And as many of you know, WoodSongs is an audience participation show. We love to capture your laughter, your applause, your reactions, and at the end of the show, you even get your own line. And we've got mics up here just for you to capture all of it. And at the end of the show, Michael will put up his hand like this to let you know to be at the ready, and he'll say, next week on the, and that's your cue to very loudly say, WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, followed by lots of cheering and clapping. So it's the time to use your outside voices. If you had some interesting holiday conversation that you're still mulling over, you could just let out that extra energy here. Now's the time to do it. So we got Jerome in the back setting the levels, and we're going to give this a good practice go. So let's make it count nice and loud. So we'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Very, very good. Now, as long as nothing else goes wrong, the show should be ending right about an hour, followed by the encore section. We ask that you please stay seated for the encore. You know the artist will give you something super special, and Michael oftentimes has a special announcement or story, so you want to stay seated for that encore. Okay, my eyes are on you guys. Are you ready for the show to begin? You sound pretty ready, but I'm sure you got some extra turkey energy, so just give me some more. Are you guys ready for the show to begin? Let's welcome to the stage the host of the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, musician Michael Jonathan.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night, and let's say hello to our chief engineer, Jerome Galt, sitting in the back, as he does, with Dan and with Nick and everybody, and we want to thank you all for being here on a Monday night. We've got good, yep, thank you, Eric. So we're all set to do it. Now I know that a lot of you are very, very concerned about snow, and it's not going to snow until long after WoodSongs is done, so you guys are safe. The artists have come a long way. We've got a wonderful WoodSongs kid for you tonight as well. So just remember that this is a broadcast, not a concert, so there's going to be a lot of movement happening during the show. I have to move around. The crew has to move around. Please don't think anybody's being disrespectful to our artists. It's just the nature of putting a broadcast taping like this together. And like Dorothy said, your reaction, your applause, your joy, you are representing 2.6 million people that tune into WoodSongs every week on over 500 radio stations, plus public television, plus all the other outlets that WoodSongs airs on. So we have Iron Man Kurt ready, who also serves as our clock guy. You think it's going to work? I hope so. Okay. All right. Here we go. Are we ready, Jerome? We're ready. Is TV ready upstairs? Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Support for WoodSongs show number 1159 is provided by the Kentucky Department of Tourism, the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, visit Lex.com, the Lyric Theater, Travel Host Magazine, and our family of WoodSongs partners. Special thanks to the beautiful Spring Hill Suites, welcoming visitors to Lexington, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world, celebrating 250 years, and home for parks, museums, festivals, great music, and wood songs. Take your next vacation trip to the musical State of Kentucky. For information, visit our website at woodsongs.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is
Hank Williams,
the Drifting Cowboy.
on the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
They say nothing in this life is free. It might be true as far as I can see, except the love between you and me. In this simple life, to hold your hand on a winter's night and kiss your lips when the time is right. Even your shadow is a precious sight in this simple life. Well, I believe there is a time to pay and a time to put the cost away, to earn your love at the end of a day in this simple life. The greatest gift I know for any man is finding peace and a loyal hand, firm and strong like a forest stand in this simple life. Any price I would gladly pay to hear your voice just one more day and give my thanks as you fly away to a simple life.
WoodSongs is presented in part by our family of WoodSongs partners, by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and visitlex.com, inviting people from all over the world to visit our lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music and art festivals, and more. You can explore everything Kentucky has to offer your family vacation online at kentuckytourism.com, and by the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, supporting professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com.
And welcome everybody to our hometown here in Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting all over the world from this wonderful stage. We're broadcasting in Australia and Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon, and across Canada, and we are celebrating this wonderful world of grassroots artistic music. These songwriters and artists are so passionate, and they're so brilliant at what they do, and it all comes from their heart, because we believe that love is the greatest transaction of the arts, and so that's how these artists come to our stage, and we tell them every week that what they do is what is important. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. We have a wonderful troubadour originally from Texas. He's on the show. Our WoodSongs kid from Carbondale, Illinois, is just a brilliant young 14-year-old guitarist. We'll get to them shortly. But first up, our guest is all the way from Rwanda in Africa. He himself is a brilliant guitar player. He's sort of the Tommy Emmanuel of Africa, and we're honored that he could be here. He's going to do a song called The Swinging Elephant. Please welcome Salvator from Rwanda on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Hold on. Check. I did. What was that? Okay, hold on. We're going to watch the clock. Okay. Got to watch the clock so that we time this right. Could just do the single mic, you know.
Yeah, we can, but it's the same mic. It's one cable.
Got it.
So Brian, it's when earlier Gavin just reseated the cable at the base.
He fixed the higher by turning these in correctly.
Fan was off.
The green cable was the one with issues. Yeah, down there.
So when we're ready to go, I'm going to need the audience to applaud so that he can start his song, okay? So we're just going to try this in a second. Okay, we're good. Okay, we ready, audience? Okay, I need a crew member up here as Mike is needing some Viagra. It's, yeah, I mean, it sounded great, but we need to fix it. We need to lock it down a little bit. It happens every now and then. Microphone ED, it's all right. There's medication for it. Here we go. All right, same thing. I'll need the audience to applaud, all right? All the way from Rwanda, The Swinging Elephant is the name of this beautiful song. And Salvator, it's nice to have you here. Thank you for being on our broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you grow up in Rwanda,
Yeah.
and you studied at Yale. You studied. You were going to be a bookkeeper at one time, right? And you had all these different dreams. You were a dancer, right?
Yeah.
And you got injured, and that injury made you turn to the guitar. What was going on?
So, growing up, I started a career of dancing career in 2008. Then in 2011, I had an injury, back injury on the stage. Then
This happened while you were dancing.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I stopped dancing in 2012. Then after 1 year of depression, I visited my cousin, and he had a guitar in his house, and that's how I met guitar in 2013.
So was the guitar an interest of yours early on, or this happened a year after the injury, right?
So no, when I was a dancer, I didn't know anything about
Nothing
guitar.
about the guitar. So it was like a brand new thing for you.
Yes.
Now you grew up in a family of musicians.
Yes, family, everyone is they sing, they play piano, and yeah, my uncle, my cousins, my siblings, everyone is musical.
So with all this musical talent around you, and you wanted to dance and stuff, where did the interest in becoming an accountant happen? That you had this dangerous desire to have like a real job. Is that what it was?
Well, so the education system back home in Rwanda, I mean, when the country is on its way of the development, the understanding level of the parenting system is very different. So and also the education system, the way it was said, was very different. So we have like two parts of high school, like one where we learn everything, then the second part, you choose what you are going to do in high school, but you might follow that subject in university, and that's how where I'm at school, because my school had accounting as in the second part of high school. I said, well, that's interesting, and I took it. But when I took it, I was a dancer, and I took it.
You'd rather dance than deal with numbers, right?
Yeah, but also because I think that there was no single music school there that was formal or public school, and I didn't have idea that you can just choose to be a musician through education. I got to learn about it like 2 years later when the first public school got introduced. Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you became a guitarist, because that's what brought you to the WoodSongs stage. So now, in the second half hour, we want to talk about what it's like to live in Rwanda and
Yeah.
to try to be a musician, and the fact that you are the founder of a thing called Finger Pickers of Africa, which I think is very interesting. But we're going to talk about that in the second half hour.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and listen to more of your music. This is a song called One for the Road. It's a premiere right here on WoodSongs. He only plays this in concert. It's not on record. It's Salvator from Rwanda on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. His name is Salvator, all the way from Africa, Rwanda. He's the founder of Finger Pickers of Africa. We're going to talk about that in the second half hour. If you want to know more about his music, his activities, we encourage you just to go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page. So this is show number 1159. We'll tell you more about Salvator, his life and music in Rwanda, as well as our next artist, who comes originally from a small town in central Texas. He's now based in Nashville. He's got a great story behind him. He's here with his guitar and his harmonica. He's got a brand new album called Crowd Pleaser. This is a tune called Red Beam. Please welcome Joelton Mayfield to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Try to picture of Cuyahoga with 7 billion bodies floating by, but all I see is sunrise. Jump scare, buddy, roll over. Who convinced you he's getting out alive? Selling prescriptions you can get over the counter, with a sparkle in his tooth and sequoias in his eyes, waiting on some famous call from home. It's coming in anytime. Maybe the kids upstairs will find the right note to sing, and the heaven we deserve will show up to prove me wrong. But till then, I'll pretend God's children never grow up, waking every morning at the end of my rope. In the red beam barreling through the window, I imagine what it's like to survive when everyone you've ever loved is either damned or booked up, born again or buried alive. In the red beam burning through the sky. Maybe the kids upstairs will find the right note to sing, and the heaven we deserve will show up to prove me wrong. But till then, I'll pretend God's children never grow up, waking every morning at the end of my road. When I wake up before my alarm clock, I know I'm not ready to die. Heaven's indignation, bleach blurs to yellow, and I watch the red beam settle any homecoming surprise. Catch my breath and close the blinds.
Beautiful song. Brand new album called Crowd Pleaser. The song is Red Beam. It's Joelton, Mayfield. It's nice to have you here, but all the way from central part of Texas, north of San Antonio, south of Fort Worth, right?
Yeah.
So you grew up in a very rural area?
Yes. When I was growing up, the town's population was probably about 4,000, which some people I imagine is large, but it was, it's very beautiful there. It's the hill country.
And like Salvator, you came from a rather musical family. A lot of
Yes.
folks in your family play music, right?
Yes, my paternal grandmother, she could play every instrument. She played the piano like Jerry Lee Lewis. She could play the organ.
Oh,
she could play
really?
she could play the pedal steel. Her and my paternal grandfather were traveling evangelists, and so she did all the music, and he did the speech, the sermon. So.
Now, this album, Crowd Pleaser, this has taken a bit of time for you to work on this and get this actually released, right? It's not something that happened really quick.
Absolutely, yeah. It was recorded mostly live in February of 2021 in a friend of mine's barn in Fairhope, Alabama. We all quarantined and went down there. It was kind of
So this is during the pandemic?
Yeah, it was like right before vaccines, so we all got tested multiple times, and then kind of, stayed at home, and then all caravan down there and lived in a barn for 3.5 weeks and made a record.
Now, while you're trying to make this record, though, you went through kind of a personal crisis that kind of interrupted your creative flow. Is that a fair way to put
Absolutely.
things?
Yeah, it was a really difficult time. I lost somebody really close to me that was involved in my life for nearly a decade. And
weren't they like co-producing this record?
They
for
were
you?
as well, yeah. So it was live in a barn on a beautiful farm and make a record. It sounds like any musician's dream, but it was also sort of a nightmare trying to navigate the breakup.
I mean, that leaves you with this cavernous hole in your heart when you lose someone that close. I mean, so how do you take that kind of hurt and then focus on things like recording an album? It kind of like sucks the spirit out of the whole thing, doesn't it?
Or it puts a a special sauce on it, I guess.
Gives you something to focus on.
I can hear all the pain and all of my friends trying really hard to perform the music really well. I can hear all of that in the recordings.
And even as a youngster, you kind of went through the same thing. And we'll talk about this more in the second half hour. But the song that you just performed from your album Crowd Pleaser, it referenced God and religion quite a bit. And for some, that kind of background is their launching pad into music. For others, it stifles them. And it makes them afraid to reach out. And you kind of had that experience, which, like I said, we'll go over it more in the second half hour, but that influenced the songs on this album a lot, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots of biblical references and processing trauma and, experiences throughout the whole record.
Well, let's check it out some more. The album is called Crowd Pleaser. There's a fascinating story behind the songs on this album. This is a tune called The Shore from Texas, Joelton Mayfield on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I'm driving a hearse, but at least I'm moving. The big man's made out of wax in this microwave oven. As scary as you are, I'd still like to know you. As confused as I am, I keep it real cool. Oh, we're gonna get it, oh, it's gonna blow. The pipeline is pumping, the waves consume the shore. Does it matter anymore? Is this the future we always dreamed of? You just keep sleeping through every little missile launch. You don't want nothing, and I want you. If it all comes firing down, baby, what have we got to lose? Oh, I'm gonna get it, oh, it's gonna blow. The pipeline is pumping, the trash washes up on the shore. From my living room, I can watch the Third World War. If I could talk to you, I'd know why you won't call me anymore.
It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful record. The album is called Crowd Pleaser. It's Joelton Mayfield, all the way from Texas. We have all the way from Rwanda, Africa, the founder of a wonderful organization called Finger Pickers in Africa, a great musician himself. His name is Salvator. And wait till you meet this week's 14-year-old guitarist, our WoodSongs kid. We'll be back with all of this in the second half hour.
You're listening to WoodSongs Show number 1159, broadcasting around the world by the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky. If you would like to attend a WoodSongs broadcast, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com. We'll be back after the break with Salvator, Joelton Mayfield, and our amazing WoodSongs kid on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. WoodSongs is presented in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and Visit Lex.com, inviting families from all over the world to celebrate Lexington's 250th anniversary year. WoodSongs is an all-volunteer multimedia front porch for artists worldwide. You can visit our archived past shows on our website, woodsongs.com.
Hi, this is Tommy Emmanuel, and you are exploring the world of grassroots music with folk singer Michael Jonathan on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you, Tommy. There's a great guitarist, probably one of the best in the world, from Australia. We've got a wonderful guitarist from Africa, from Rwanda. Salvator is on our show, a great singer-songwriter from Texas. We're broadcasting all over the world on well over 500 radio stations like High Plains Public Radio, broadcasting across northern Texas. We've got stations like KEOS in College Station outside of Austin, and so many wonderful stations. We're also on American Forces Radio Network. It puts this show on the radio, 2 different channels in 177 nations, from South Korea to Kuwait, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America. And as always, we want to say hello to all the men and women out there that are tuning in. The public that gets to tune in these radio stations and hear the artists that are on the WoodSong stage. We're on public television coast to coast, the RFD television network nationwide, and we're in schools. If you're a teacher or a homeschool parent, you go to the WoodSongs website, click on the classroom page. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of schools and families use WoodSongs to introduce their kids to this beautiful world of front porch music. We have lesson plans attached to these shows, and it's a great way for families and teachers to introduce kids to banjo players and fiddlers and all kinds of guitarists. And that's why this time every broadcast we introduce a youngster from somewhere in America, and they play one song in the presence of seasoned touring artists like Salvator from Rwanda, a great guitarist, and Joelton Mayfield, another great singer-songwriter from Texas. And today, all the way from Carbondale, Illinois, 14-year-old Alexandria Cutting. How you doing, Alexandria?
I'm doing great.
So now you're here with a guitar, but you have a specific kind of guitar style that you like to play, right?
Yes, I do classical guitar.
Now, you're 14 years old. When did you start learning classical guitar?
So I think I started around age 7, but we've had a lot of breaks in between.
So half your life, kinda.
Yeah.
Half your life,
much.
kinda. So now, and what was it about classical guitar? That's kind of hard to learn. You know, where most people who learn the guitar, they're strumming, right?
Yeah.
But you are learning very intricate styling with both hands.
Yes, for sure. I think it was kind of planned out for me. My parents wanted to give me an opportunity to have a scholarship, possibly for my colleges, and my dad is a guitarist, so I think it just fit really well.
Well, your dad is an interesting fellow. He's a guitarist, he's an oil painter, he's also an Olympic champion, which we think is kind of cool that he's here today helping you out, right?
Yes.
Can't do anything without supportive parents, right?
Right.
All right, so now you have picked a very interesting song to perform.
Yes.
Tell us who the writer of this particular piece is.
Okay, so this is J.S. Bach. It was originally a cello suite.
Right, so what is it about Johann's music that you gravitate towards? This is not an easy song to play on the guitar.
No, it's not, but this song is very melodic. I think it really does speak to the audience in many ways. It's kind of like you have this melody piece and it's kind of singing to you.
I agree, and this is probably one of his more popular melodies as well.
Yes.
So all the way from Germany, Bach, written around 1730 or 1740, something like that, right? But here on our stage, we have a 14-year-old classical guitarist from Carbondale, Illinois, Alexandria Cutting, this week's WoodSongs Kid. written by German composer Johann Sebastian Bach. Prelude 1007, but in the hands and fingers of our WoodSongs kid, 14-year-old classical guitarist from Carbondale, Illinois, Alexandria Cutting. And before we leave you, Alexandria, I want you to explain to the audience, you know, we were talking to Salvator. He had to go through, you know, injury and stuff
Right.
to be able to play. You go through a health issue that
Yes, I
is
do.
somewhat serious. And
Yeah, it is. It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I was born with it, but it's made it pretty hard to, I don't know, I guess be a normal kid. I live in a lot of constant pain, and it's also interfered a lot with my guitar.
It hurts your joints, it hurts your skin, it hurts...
It does. It pretty much affects everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, we are extremely proud of you, and we're so glad that you...
Thank you.
Felt strong enough to be on our broadcast. 14-year-old Alexandria Cutting, this week's WoodSongs kid. If you've got a youngster that you think belongs on our broadcast, if you're the parent or the guardian, we definitely want to hear from you. Just go to the WoodSongs website, click on the kids page, and we'll tell you how you can contact us. We're so glad he contacted us. He's from Rwanda, Africa. He's an amazing guitarist. He's going to do a tune called The Train of Elon. It is Salvator on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Nice little fade out there. Salvator from Rwanda, The Train of Elon is the name of the song. And you, let's brag on you a little bit. You were named a Guitarist of the Year. You're founder of Finger Pickers in Africa. You stay very busy with your music.
Again, sorry?
So you stay very busy with your music.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, and tell me about Finger Pickers of Africa. This is an interesting group. It's not huge,
Yeah.
but you're organizing the idea of guitarists
Yeah.
in that continent.
Yeah. So in 2016, that's when I decided to do fingerstyle professionally. But even though I decided that there was no one around me, not just in the country, but even in the region, there was no one doing fingerstyle professionally that I can take an example from, or who can make me believe that this career is going to work.
So you're sort of a pioneer of the fingerstyle guitar in Africa, because like you said, there was nobody near you that was doing it. You had to do it by yourself.
Yeah, there was no one doing it instrumentals professionally. So, because the whole, let's say from my country, for anyone who knows, there was a genocide in 1994, and the music before the genocide was mainly just acoustic and vocals. So everyone, we grew up to acoustic guitar and vocals, but there was no one playing instrumentals. So every time they saw me with acoustic, they think of me playing, and they would say, why are you not singing? So yeah, it was hard to instill in people's mind that you are an instrumental guitarist. And I realized there is no scene at all there. And I said in 2019, I said, well, let me create an association and try to gather guitarists who are willing to do this professionally and see if we can get something going. And now we have 12 countries on the continent of Africa, members from all those countries. And we have a festival now going on every March, and it's growing.
Congratulations. That's a lot of work.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of work to do this thing they call playing, right? So you're doing all that. Now, was the internet prominent in Rwanda? Was that helping you to communicate with people? Or?
Yes.
'Cause I know the internet is important. I mean, especially with you. I mean, you met your wife on Facebook. Right?
Yeah,
right?
Yes. Yeah. In 2011.
So the internet is a powerful part of your music career and your personal life.
Exactly. That's the way. So through internet, that's how I learned first English, because we were a French-speaking country, and when we switched to English in 2008, I used internet to first learn English, and I got into contact with people in the US. Then when I became a guitarist, I got to exchange with my fellow fingerstyle guitar players, mostly some from US, UK, German. And then in 2016, when I decided to do it professionally, because I was looking up to Tommy Emmanuel, I said, well, if I want to be like Tommy, or if I want to do like he's doing, I should be contacting his manager, not himself. So I looked up who's the manager of Tommy Emmanuel, and I found actually the previous manager, and we got into contact on Facebook. Then
so first you contact Gina, then she turns you over to Brian.
Yes.
Right, and now you come to America and you're hanging out with Tommy Emmanuel. So why not, right? Let's get back into more of your music. We're going to find out more about the style that you use with the guitar and how you're spreading it across Africa. This is a tune called Nganji. It's Salvator on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. You really get the sense of those African rhythms and the way you play Shades of Paul Simon in Graceland. And Ganji is the name of the song. Salvator from Rwanda is the guest that we have on our WoodSongs stage. If you want to know more about him, you just go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page. This is show number 1159. We'll tell you more about Salvator and his music, as well as his group Finger Pickers in Africa, for those that might be interested, as well as our next artist, all the way from Texas. He's got a great album called Crowd Pleaser. This is a tune called Jacob Dreamed a Staircase. It's Joelton Mayfield on the WoodSongs Old Town Radio Hour.
Jacob dreamed a staircase to the 99th floor. Found all he ever wanted was his own metaphor. Made it to the penthouse and rapped upon a door with a threshold glowing orange and a sign that read, "Come get what you came for." Joseph was a good boy, said his prayers and wore his coat. But every one of God's children will never grow up like his father before him. Woke up Sunday morning, sleeping on a rock, and set out through the pasture to find a third wave coffee shop. And behold, the Lord, as he never seen before, riding down a highway paved with solid gold. The mover of the mountain, bringing peace into the valley down below. Rahab hung a red string from her window that night. When Joshua took the city, she and hers walked out alive. The man behind the microphone says it's all just who you know. It helps if you're born chosen, or otherwise convinced you're in control. So behold the Lord as you've never seen before, riding down a highway paved with solid gold. The mover of the mountains, bringing peace into the valley down below. And every normal father in his brown pleather chair believes in milk and honey, a brimming untapped keg, a birthright or a blessing, proving God will neither give any more than you can handle, nor enough to make you care. So behold the Lord as you've never seen before, riding on a cloud and blowing on his horn. The mover of the mountains, bringing peace into the valley, kicking ass in every alley. Every tongue is pleading guilty, every knee is on the floor. Behold the Lord as you've never seen before.
Beautiful song from his album Crowd Pleaser, Jacob Dreamed a Staircase. Joelton Mayfield, originally from Texas, now you're based in Nashville.
Yeah.
We alluded to this a little bit in the first half hour, but let's go ahead and talk about it, because this is another song that has a lot of spiritual references in it, and that's by design, right?
Absolutely. I love a biblical reference as often as I can get one. I won JBQ when I was a kid, junior Bible quiz it's like first place when I was like 7 or something.
So spiritual things,
it's all in there.
Yeah, and this is obviously not a religious program, and we don't want to sound preachy or anything, but this affected your music, your songwriting, what you went through as far as the spiritual part of your life. And it was not necessarily a good thing. There was a lot of disappointment going on, right?
Yeah, it was a good thing for a while, and I still hold on to the parts of it that shaped me. I grew up singing in church when I was 3, and church was always the context for music in my family. It gave me a love for it. It's where I first got bit by the bug. But I kind of walked away from it in college on account of just getting used up and just seeing a lot of people saying one thing and doing another.
So the hypocrisy part is what affected you. So you're trying to have a very honest expression of what you feel is the right spirituality, but you're seeing what's going on around you, and it's just not fitting.
Correct.
It's not. So can you give examples of what kind of things you were seeing that was just disappointing you? Because again, you're referencing them in your songs.
Right.
It's part of your album. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, this album definitely processes a lot of like spiritual and religious trauma, but there was, people just holding these bigoted ideas alongside their read of the teachings of Jesus, and I recall, there being sermons after gay marriage was legalized in the United States about how horrible that was, and things like that, where it's like, aren't we supposed to love people? Aren't we supposed to, just not matching up with how I understood the book.
And how you would hope spirituality could actually be. Right?
Yeah, nurturing and helpful.
So what did you replace it with? What did you replace it with? The music? Did you replace it with something else? I mean,
I definitely got like really obsessed with music, but that was kind of already a part of my upbringing. But there was a pretty big void for a while, and I was still trying in some regards. Like I was reading more intellectualized like spiritual books and things like that. But I think like I think you don't necessarily need something that's handed to you to have empathy for other people. You can love.
Isn't it amazing how hard it is to verbalize this?
Yes, it is.
It's a difficult thing to verbalize. I can feel it in your voice. So you were finding attachment to an organized religion that was not representing what you viewed as the truthful expression of what you were hoping spirituality to be. So you walked away from it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you presented your angst in your songs.
Yeah.
And that's reflected in this new album. Mm-hmm. So you lost what you were hoping God would be. Mm-hmm. You also lost the love of your life.
Yeah.
And it's taken you a while to put all this together. But your album is out. It's called Crowd Pleaser, right?
Yes.
And you're going to close our show with a song called Blame. That's kind of a very fitting title based on what we're talking about. Joelton Mayfield from Texas on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
I'm convinced by wheels turning, we're connected to nothing. How could you not believe a myth, too supplemental to resist? We're talking money every evening, fight to maintain some feeling. I'll keep putting in the work. Get good at wording words. I thought I knew what we were going to do, showing up by making plans to leave. All I ever wanted was a highway exit, a checkout before 11, a way to absolve blame. I do my best to change the channel. God's in the business of angles. The corners never fit right. Too good to say goodnight. My tongue's a pink pearl eraser. For every thought you were danger. Under shavings on the page. I'll keep you pinned in second place. I thought I knew what we were going to do, showing up by making plans to leave. All I ever wanted was a highway exit, a checkout before 11, a way to absolve blame. Somewhere across the country, there's an infinity pool filled with concrete. You pucker up and dive in, but I never learned how to swim. There's only one defense against it. Turn around before you get there. If God's children never grow up, you're much too young to die in a flash flood. I thought I knew what we were here to do, showing up by making plans to leave. All I ever wanted was a highway exit, a checkout before 11, a way to absolve blame.
Wasn't it great having Joelton Mayfield on our broadcast? All the way from Carbondale, Illinois, this week's WoodSongs kid, classical guitarist Alexandria Cutting. Great job, 14 years old. And from Rwanda in Africa, Salvator. It's so nice to have all of you on our broadcast. And when we look at what everybody goes through, our WoodSongs kid goes through massive health problems, but she's here. And we had Salvatore going through things in his country that made becoming a fingerstyle guitarist almost impossible for him. An injury, but he pursued and he kept going. And with the same thing with Joelton, what he went through as a young kid in his religious background and then losing the love of his life in the middle of trying to record. Everybody has to go through some kind of an agony, some kind of a pain. That's where art and music comes from, and it reminds me of something that Henry David Thoreau said. He said, "There is no remedy for love but to love more." When you love something, you hang on to it, whether it's your family, whether it's your guitar, whether it's your art. That's part of the loyalty that we look for in human life. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I'm a song farmer. We'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 1159. Michael's opening song was Simple Life from the Walden album. Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Our TV director is Maria Claridge. Technical assistants are Brian Klausing, Eric Anderson, Dan Field, and Gavin Clark. The WoodSongs crew member of the week is Gavin Clark, and our WoodSongs partner of the week is Mary Perry. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, the Kentucky Department of Tourism, and VisitLex.com, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky. Special support provided by Hyperstream Water, Travel Host Magazine, and email and business services by Earthlink.net. WoodSongs and the WoodSongs Support registered trademarks, Rachel Aubrey Music, and distributed worldwide by the WoodSongs Radio Network and PRX, the Public Radio Exchange. For Michael Jonathan and the entire WoodSongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you join us again next week for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. The online version of WoodSongs is a free gift to our fans, provided by visitlux.com, kentuckytourism.com, and the Spring Hill Suites. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation and earthlink.net, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings in historic Lexington, Kentucky. The encore section is next. You can support our musical mission by becoming a WoodSongs partner. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Let's thank Dorothy, let's thank Jerome, let's thank Maria, let's thank the entire WoodSongs crew for how hard they work. And we want to thank you, our audience, and didn't they do a great job tonight? This was worth it. Wonderful. So we're going to get on with the encore section right away. Just a couple of quick things. This is the last official big WoodSongs of 2025. Next week, we've got WoodSongs Kids that's going to feature the national banjo champion. He's 14 years old. He's incredible, and we're going to do 2 30-minute shows in one night. All the tickets are free. Bring your neighbors, bring your kids to this thing. It's a stunning thing that we're going to see on this stage next week, and then we're going to take an extended break. We're going to be back in February. We've got a bunch of shows already lining up, including Brent Mayer. You may not know his name, but he's a 6-time Grammy winner. He discovered a duo in Ashland, Kentucky called the Judds. He produced all of their albums, and he's going to be on WoodSongs along with the IBMA Guitar Player of the Year, Trey Hensley, as well as a bunch of others. So we got Ron Block, the banjo player from Allison Krauss and Union Station. He's already booked to be on the show as well. So there's a lot going on. If you're not on the WoodSongs email newsletter, just go to the website, click on the newsletter, become part of it so you can know what all this stuff is going on. There's going to be a bunch of changes, good stuff happening in 2026. We want to keep in touch with you on all of that. Also, the Troubadour Concert Series next week, next Wednesday, at the Kentucky Theater, Over the Rhine, one of the most beautiful, passionate holiday acoustic concerts. All their hits, plus a lot of the winter songs that you love, is going to be happening at the Kentucky Theater next Wednesday night. So let's get on with it. We're going to start with Salvator, and then we'll go to our WoodSongs Kid, and then we'll end the evening with Joelton. So what do you want to play for us? job, Salvatore.
Thank you.
So Salvatore is going to be out in the lobby to say hello to everybody, so please don't feel like you need to rush out. All the artists would love to meet you before you leave the theater tonight, and we're going to move on to our amazing 14-year-old classical guitarist. And I want to just very briefly explain more about the health thing that you go through, because I want the audience to appreciate how much you put into appearing on a stage.
Well,
it's not easy for you. It's not an easy thing.
it's not an easy thing.
And you had kind of an episode before you came out tonight, right?
I did. It makes playing guitar really hard, especially. I usually can stand playing guitar for about a half an hour, then I need to go stretch. And I've been in physical therapy for like 5 years now. And it truly is a struggle, but I really do love this instrument too much to give up. So when you love something so much, you kind of learn to work around it. But this condition causes me migraines and pretty much constant pain in my back. Like even just sitting here, my back is cramping right now. So
right. You brought your own stool.
I did.
Because it's what helps you
it's
stay in
kind of
position.
What I'm comfortable with, if it's good, and it feels better.
Well,
for when I'm just playing.
we're proud of you, and we're glad you're here. We want to thank your dad, Skip, the Olympic bicycle champion that he is. He's out here tonight. Oil painter and artist and everything else, right?
Right.
So you have a good inspiration and support team around you, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to play for us?
Okay, so I'm going to play a amazingly upbeat song. It's called Choro de Viena by Dilamando Reese. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Good job. And what a beautiful sounding guitar. What kind of guitar is that?
This is I have to check real quick. This is a Salazar guitar.
Now, is that it's not American made, right?
No.
Where's it come from?
That's a really good question. This is kind of a new guitar, but
it comes from a foreign country named New Jersey. What? Sounds Spanish to me.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, let's give you one more big hand. You did really good, Alexandria Cutting, 14 years old. And Joelton, you've got to follow our WoodSongs kids. So what are you going to play for everybody?
This is a song called Afterlife. It's not on the brand new record. It came out in 2024. It's a song that I wrote for my dad. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. But it's a song about trying really hard. Thank you all again so much for having me. And if you want, thanks. I'll be back there to say hello to anybody, and I've got some stuff if you want some stuff. Thanks again. This is a song called Afterlife.
Pentecostals laugh long enough to suss them out, believing you were bigger than small talk. Changed medications twice, curbed the pull of suicide, but lost in the bottom of the ninth to a walk-off. 13 years old, the first time you saw snow, some freak fluke off the coast of Corpus. Ran away at 15, but came home on Christmas Eve. And your dad bought you a ticket right back to Houston. When it's time to go, I wish I could say I knew for sure the difference between born again and buried alive. Either way, you're famous enough for an afterlife. Off the wagon more than once, but no one thought you'd given up. A closet full of two-piece suits in every color. But I finally conceded, believed enough to believe it. You were just coming around to the idea this could all work out. Waging war from the couch, belting, shelling gun, and a nail and hammer. For the great rebuilding of the way this never has been, nevertheless gets misremembered. When it's time to go, I wish I could say I knew for sure the difference between born again and buried alive. Either way, you're famous enough for an afterlife. Man, I guess you're famous enough for an afterlife.
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first degree. I'm a country boy from Tennessee. But screen. I'm so debonair. I'm a cyber hunk with a full head of hair, and I'm looking online. Look out, world, you're in luck. I got a gigabyte drive and an old Ford truck. Lonely lady stuck in your house. I can change your world with a click of my mouse. We can ride around the planet as long as you can type. Lock the women up and bring your daughters inside, 'cause Cyber Bubba's alive. I'm an internet lover and I search the world in my cowboy boots for my cyber girl. You just choose the room and then you fan the flame. I'm an online lover and I got no name, just lurking online. Look out, world, you're in luck. I got a gigabyte drive and an old Ford truck. Lonely lady stuck in your house. I can change your world with a click of my mouse. We can ride around the planet as long as you can type. Lock the women up and bring your daughters inside, 'cause Cyber Bubba's alive. We can ride around the planet as long as you can type. Lock the women up and bring your daughters inside, 'cause Cyber Bubba's alive. Well, it was bound to happen, now it's finally here. When a country boy got some cyber gear, went on